guys, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see, we are in a different setting today. Today I'm filming at the Content Lab here in West Hartford. The Content Lab is basically a space for creatives to come and create. It's got everything you need at your disposal. So they have lighting, they have photography accessories, they have podcast accessories. Basically anything that you need, they have here. So if you guys are interested in the Content Lab, you guys can go ahead and check out their website. I'll link it down below. Now on to today's video. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to get this super easy, super quick look. And this is really good for the holidays. This is good for hanging out after work with your girlfriends, or if you just want to be a little extra, this look is great for that. So if you guys are interested, then definitely keep on watching. So to start, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my Skin Glass by North Face. This is the Pink Crystal Edition. You guys know I love this stuff. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply 2-3 drops to my fingertips, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna feather that onto the high points of my face. You really don't need a lot of this stuff. A little bit goes a long way. I tend to overdo it because I like the glow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and feather this in. Once it's all feathered in and soaked into the skin, you can go ahead and move on to the eyes. For this look, I'm gonna be using this eyeshadow by Kevyn Aucoin, and this is in the shade Cocoa Bean. And this is just a milk chocolatey kind of brown. Now, you don't need to be too neat with this. You can go ahead and just apply this into your crease. And you can also just go ahead and blow that out. So next you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna move on to your eyeshadow. I'm gonna be using this liquid eyeshadow by Stila. It is their Glitter and Glow, and this is in the shade Stylish. I really like this shadow. I used it last year as well for a Valentine's Day look. And you also do not need to be too neat with this. You just wanna apply it all over the lid. And I like to just pat it in as well. So once you're pretty much satisfied with the intensity of the shadow, you can just go ahead and pat it in. I also like to take another little fluffy brush and I just go around the edges just to kind of fuse the two. So now that we got the basic eyeshadow on, you just want to go ahead and apply a little bit of liquid liner. This is going to help disguise the lash line when we put our lashes on later. Also, a tip when you're doing your liner, it's best to look down into a mirror rather than looking up. Liner still isn't easy for me, but it does help to actually look down into a mirror. You can actually see what you're doing. So now I'm just gonna be taking these lashes by Ardell. These are my Demi Wispy lashes. Again, these are favorites. And then I'm gonna be taking this lash glue, and this is by Duo. This is their 2-in-1 brush-on strip lash adhesive. And I prefer this because it has a little tiny brush that you can just line your lash with. So it's a lot easier to use. It gives you just a little bit more control. You can't overdo it. And also to apply my lashes, I'm gonna use some tweezers here. And again, just looking down into a mirror. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick these on. So now that you guys have your eyes on, you're ready to move on to your base, your skin. I've already moisturized, I've applied my Skin Glass, and so now I'm just going in with the Juvia's Place. This is their stick foundation. This is the shade Brasilia. I like this foundation. I'm not generally a full coverage type of girl, but this one does not look too cakey. It looks a lot like your skin, and that's why I prefer it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use a beauty blender to just blend that into my skin. And I should have clarified that my beauty blender is wet. You wanna make sure that your beauty blender is wet when you blend in your foundation. Otherwise, you're just gonna have splotchy, really cakey, nasty looking foundation. So I pretty much like how that's blended in. So now I'm just gonna move on to the highlight and contour. So I'm gonna be using the Juvia's Place, same thing, their foundation stick, but this is in the shade Jack Mel. I think that's how you say it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that to the contours of my cheeks and my forehead. And I'm gonna put a little bit down my nose. I never do a nose contour, but. So I'm just gonna take this foundation brush, and this is from Real Techniques. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna buff that in. So now I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna highlight underneath my eyes. You really don't need a lot of highlight underneath the eyes with this Juvia's Place foundation. Like I said, it's pretty full coverage. So unless you have really bad under eye bags, you can be pretty light with the concealer. And I am using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is a favorite as well, and I'm the shade Ginger. Ginger usually gives me a really nice natural looking finish. And I'm just using a round fluffy brush just to blend that out. And because I do have really bad under eye bags, I'm gonna go in with a little bit more highlighter. This is the MAC Prep and Prime, and this is the shade Bright Forecast. I like to use this just to illuminate under my eyes just a little bit more. You don't need a lot. So now that we've applied our concealer, it's time to go ahead and set this. I'm just gonna take this Laura Mercier. This is their translucent powder. So I like to just set it lightly instead of baking. And I also like to do the middle of my forehead because it gets shiny. So moving right along, I'm taking this Cloud Paint by Glossier, and this is in the shade Haze. And I'm just gonna apply this to the apples of my cheeks, literally the tiniest amount. This much is too much. I definitely over applied. So what I'm gonna do, because I did over apply and I know I did, I'm gonna dip my beauty blender just into a little bit of the product, and I'm gonna apply it to my cheeks from there. All right, so now that we got the blush on, it's time to move on to just a little bit of a glow. I'm gonna use this butter bronzer, and this is by Physicians Formula. This is just gonna give me a little bit of a tan. So now, just to finish up the base, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna apply my highlight. This is the Skin Glass by North Face. This is the Pink Crystal Powder. This was limited edition, but she did just put out some holiday supply. So if you can catch it, I would definitely recommend that. I am gonna just spritz my brush with a little bit of water. Actually, that's primer. And I'm just gonna dip my brush into the cap. This stuff is so like bam, you don't need a lot. What's in the cap is just enough. And I'm just gonna take that onto the high point of my cheek. Now I don't know if you guys are catching that glow, but it's there. So next, just to finish this look off, I'm gonna apply some eyeliner just to my waterline. This is a nude shade. This helps to just open the eyes up a little bit. So now I'm just using this lipstick. This is the Revlon matte lipstick, and this is in Raw Chocolate. Because I have glitter on my eyes, I really don't want to overdo it, so this is why I'm sticking to a neutral color. So now to complete this, I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take this Hangover RX spray. This is just to set everything so that everything kind of just blends nicely together. So I'm just gonna spritz this. because I overdo it, and fan myself dry. So that is it, guys. I hope you guys really like this look. This is a super easy, simple holiday look. You could use this when you're going out for drinks with your girlfriends. You could wear this if you're extra like me to work. But this is definitely a I didn't try too hard kind of look. And it's super easy, definitely beginner friendly. If you guys like this video, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Until next time, see you in my next video. Bye.